Hey, it's Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Today we're looking at the 2019 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 Bison, better known as the Chevy Bison.
This episode brought to you by coffee.
Bison belong on the open prairie, running through tall grass, over hills, and scrub. That's the picture many of us have of the American high plains thanks to countless Western movies. I actually live in the high plains, and that's not totally accurate. Chevrolet concocts that imagery for the Colorado mid-sized pickup truck through a partnership with American Expedition Vehicles. The folks at AEV basically took a standard Colorado ZR2, which is already replete with off-road gear, and added a bunch of boron steel and a big buffalo logo, renaming the truck the Bison. The Colorado ZR2 Bison is a factory-made rig with parts being put on by Chevrolet, but with the added off-road gear being provided by AEV. It makes for an extremely capable off-road rig, enough so that it can almost play with the big boys with Rubicon and Raptor in their names. It's certainly a contender against the Gladiator Rubicon. Here's the window sticker or Monroney for reference. I got the best setup I could ask for with the ZR2 packaged AEV Bison in crew cab with the diesel engine. Off-road enthusiasts will understand why having that low-lugging, high-torque diesel is ideal. Pricing for the Colorado ZR2 Bison is pretty good, starting at $43,995. Getting up the $50K mark is pretty easy though, when you add on options and the diesel engine. Given that the Gladiator Rubicon without a diesel but with top-end specifications can also easily approach those figures, and the Ford Raptor is well over those numbers in most builds, the price isn't really that much of a shocker. Of note are the changes made with the Bison package. Highlighted here, you'll see that adds about $5,500 to the price of the truck, and most of the upgrades are in shielding. Basically, the Colorado gets boron steel. It's hard to say that without sounding like you're saying moron. So basically, the Colorado gets boron steel skid plates, protecting just about everything underneath the truck, including the transmission transfer case, fuel tank, both differentials, etc. It also gets boron steel AEV bumpers, AEV spec'd wheels, added badges, interior stitching and badges, some wheel flares, and a more aggressive grille. That may not sound like much, but the ZR2 package for the Colorado is already pretty beefed up with larger 31-inch tires. They're 265/65 R17 Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax, by the way. It has a much better suspension for the 4x4 setup that results in a longer reach, and it has locking differentials on both ends. That makes the Colorado ZR2 the only Chevy truck, by the way, which has both front and rear locking diffs. AEV says that the use of boron steel means that the skid plates, the bumpers, etc. can take a bigger beating and still bounce back clean. They're more resistant to gouging, they have a higher yield strength which allows them to return to shape after they've been bent, and they have a low mass. The last point means that the AEV boron plates aren't too much heavier than the aluminum alloys they're replacing on the standard ZR2 package. The whole AEV setup, wheels and all, adds about 200 pounds to the Colorado ZR2's overall weight. The diesel engine also adds about that much, by the way. Out in the wilds of Wyoming, I tested the Bison on a favorite hill that requires a lot of clearance, some muscle, and shock taking to traverse. Going down the hill, the Bison ass-smacked a few times because of its less aggressive departure angle in the back, but otherwise had no problem getting down the rocks. I was worried about the tailpipe, which sticks well below the protective gear and often gets smashed, I'm told. But going back up that hill, the Bison was not going to do it. That's not surprising, because it doesn't have the breakover clearance required. The front approach angle is fine, it's just the breakover. The Gladiator Rubicon, I have since learned, there's a review of that coming soon, has the same issue. The 2019 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 Bison is a wonderfully designed mid-size off-road powerhouse though. It looks aggressive, lives up to those looks when it's put to the test. It was a lot of fun to bounce around in the hills. It's a great off-road rig. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com talking about the 2019 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 Bison. Most everybody just calls it the Chevy Bison, right? So there you go. I'll talk to you soon.
Subscribe.